Whether you think you can or you think you cannot, either way, you are right. This is one of my most favourite quotes by Henry Ford. And today's episode is all about what you can do when you think you can't. When we have that mindset block, that physical block that is stopping us from being able to move forward. This is the episode for you. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to Release, Rebirth and Rise, a podcast focusing on healing, self-love, spirituality, manifestation, and moon magic, empowering you to create lasting change and connect deeply to your body and soul. Here, I focus on ancient and ancestral healing, such as energy healing, meditation, breathwork, all to help you create transformational results. So, grab a pen and paper and get yourself ready, and let's get into it. This morning I went for a walk up we call it the cave walk here in Christchurch. I had my 3 young ones with me, and it was such a beautiful winter's day, so we wanted to make the most of the sunshine. Running across the field, the fresh air, it was so beautiful. The 2 boys ran up ahead, and we had agreed that they can do so, and they'll just wait at the cave for us at the top. Now, climbing up, I noticed that my youngest was struggling. She had done this walk before, so I knew she could do it, but I noticed her self-talk as we started walking. She continued to say, "Mum, my legs are sore. Mum, it's heavy. Mum, this is hard." And she kept repeating it over and over. "This is hard. My legs are heavy." And as we continued to walk, it became worse and harder for her. I explained to her as we continued to walk, "Hey baby, as you're walking, if you keep saying it's hard, it will become hard. How do you want it to be instead?" And even though we had these discussions up, and she was still moaning, as sometimes children do, I reminded her and I was like, "How do you want to feel instead?" But she was not there yet. She wasn't open to it. She was stuck on how hard it was. Her thoughts had continued to cycle. "This is hard. My legs are heavy." Halfway up through the walk, she started to struggle, and I could see the anguish in her face. I'd walked ahead a wee bit, and she stopped several times. And I'd said to her, "Sweetheart, if you continue to stop, it'll be harder to go again. But we can make it easy by 1 foot in front of the other. 1 more step. Keep on going, and you can do it." And yet in her mind, as she was verbalizing it, she's like, "It's hard. It's hard, Mummy." So going across, and it wasn't until probably about 3/4 of the way up, I just turned around the corner just a little bit ahead of her, and I was wondering why she wasn't right behind me. That kind of intuitive nudge. So I walked back down, and here she was in tears. And then she's like, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe." And she had got herself into such a state. She was crying, tears streaming down her face. You could hear the wheeze in her chest as she was starting to have that anxiety, that kind of panic attack feeling. I think we've all kind of been there, haven't we? And so I sat with her. I said, "Baby, breathe in through your nose, long and slow, into your tummy, and then breathe out through your mouth." So I stood with her for a few times as we did that. Breathing in through her nose, into her belly, and then out. And I reminded her, "You are safe. Let's do this together." I grabbed her hand and we walked up 1 foot in front of the other. And I kindly said to her, "1 more step. 1 more step. 1 more step." Making it kind of playful but easygoing. And we continued up like that for quite a while, reminding her to breathe in through her nose, out through her mouth, and that she was safe. Once we had continued walking for a while and she could see where her brothers were up ahead, she had picked up and she could see that the end was near. We looked around at the beautiful scenery and she would say, "Oh, look at that, Mum. Take a photo of that one. Breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth." She managed to regulate her nervous system and we did get to the top. The beautiful part of this lesson, as we were walking down from the cave and walking back to the car, we had a wee discussion about our thoughts and how they can empower us or they can disempower us, and that we can choose what thoughts we would like and how we want to feel. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. So in those moments when she was walking up, she continued to tell herself, "This is hard, my legs are heavy," and that became her reality. It did become hard. Her legs and her body did become heavy as we're walking up the hill. So in those moments there, the first step is to notice how your body is feeling. What are you saying out loud and in your head? What are you speaking? What are you thinking? Take notice, because as soon as you bring that awareness, that's when you're able to flip the narrative and choose a different thought. For my youngest, I needed to encourage her to help her regulate her nervous system first. We cannot choose another thought in that moment when we are extremely either frustrated or in the depths of our despair. But if we concentrate on our breath and we bring ourselves just back to the breath, simply in through the nose as far as you can, into your belly, and then release. Keep saying, "I am safe." Long, slow, deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth as many times as needed, if needed, to regulate your nervous system first. And then the next step would be to choose something else, a wee mantra or a thought that's going to empower you moving forward. For her, as we were walking down, I asked her, and I was like, "What would you like to choose instead? When we come back up the cave walk, what will you say instead?" And she's like, "I'll say, 'I can, Mummy. My body, I can. One more step, one more step.'" It can be as simple as that. Just say, I can. Just one more. And then soon enough you would be at the top. So it's choosing what thought you want to think instead. It's also choosing how do you want to feel. Do you want to continue that struggle? You need to regulate your nervous system first. Taking that moment's pause to just breathe. When we're able to consciously choose to stop, to breathe, it helps us then make conscious choices. For example, as a mother, there are so many times when we can be triggered and we can react. But in those times, if you start noticing your body and how it's triggered, what's triggering it and how your body feels, then you'll know that there's a thought or there's a belief or there's subconscious, there's something there. And as soon as you start taking notice and you breathe into it, that is when we're able to start making conscious changes. And the more we make conscious changes from our reactions, from our subconscious blocks, then we're able to not only heal us, ourselves, but it heals our future generations, or our ancestral lineage as well. When we take responsibility of our own thoughts and actions and taking that moment to pause and choose something different, it is incredibly empowering everyone around you too. So I hope that wee story was helpful. It really made me smile as we were walking back to the car, and she could kind of reflect on it, that yes, she had said it was hard, and then I could hear a little self-talk as she went down. She's like, "Actually, buddy, I can do this. See, buddy, we can do it." And it does come down to our self-talk, our own self-love, and choosing something different, choosing something that empowers you, that will be for your highest good. Alright, until we meet again, thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to my mum's podcast. We hope you learned something new. Remember to comment and leave a review.
And remember, you are worthy and you are enough.